Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the TexasSpaceNavy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And I had intended to bring this video to you yesterday, but I'm having some issues with my software that does all the video editing and stuff. So we're going to try to wing this the best I can with the software that I'm using at the moment, which is kind of broke. So let's see how it turns out. Now, this video is all about the 400i, as you could have expected. This is one that dropped yesterday during CitizenCon. And it's one that's been, I guess, secretly talked about for 8 months now. We've known that this ship was coming, or at least that was the rumor. Star Citizen Leaks first broke that to us back in, I think, February. And yeah, it never showed up until CitizenCon. So it's the worst kept secret that CIG have ever had. But it is an interesting ship. What is the 400i? Where does it fit in? You know, why get the 400i? Okay, so the 400i falls into that category that goes in with the Connie Aquila from Robert Space Industries and the Drake Corsair. Both of those are exploration ships designed for, you know, long-range exploration. And they both have their bonuses and their negatives, their pros and their cons. All of them have some sort of a rover bay. So that's number one. They all have room for some sort of a rover. I want to say that the Connie Aquila and the Drake Corsair both have a little bit larger bays there, a little bit larger cargo area for a rover, which also brings to the point that they have a larger cargo space, whereas the 400i only can carry 42 SCU of cargo. Something that the 400i has that the other two don't have is a specific bay just for the X1 bike, or hover bike, or racer, or whatever you want to call it. This little hover bike hasn't been put in the game yet, but it's got a space dedicated just for that. So that's something that nobody else has. The Corsair doesn't have that. The Aquila doesn't have that. Now, you could argue you could probably put a bike in both of those because the storage or the cargo area would be big enough, the ramp. But I don't know. The other thing that this thing has going for it is, in addition to the cargo elevator, it has a main entrance, which is a group of stairs that drop down. Now, I'm not showing any of these in this particular video, and I apologize for that. Honestly, when I did this video, I was doing it during CitizenCon, right after they announced the ship, when they first opened the PTU for 315. That's right, this thing is actually in-game in 315 in the PTU if you have access to Wave 1. Luckily, I do have access to that. I did get the ship, and you know, I was able to go in and experience it a little bit. I also checked it out a little bit this morning, flew it around, and it brought up a point that I think really needs to be talked about heavily with this ship. It is meant for a luxury exploration, but it's awful. Awful in a fight, especially if you're flying solo. This thing will not hold its own. It does come with a size 3 shield, which makes it beefy. It makes it tough. But eventually those shields will go down, and eventually they will start doing damage to your ship. I did get pulled out of Quantum by pirates this morning when I was testing this on the PTU, and that really was a tough fight. I mean, there was a Valkyrie, I think there was a Hurricane, and there was one other ship involved, and I could tell that I was outmatched, especially since the pilot only has access to 2 size 3 gimbaled guns in the front. Now, you can get size 4s fixed on there, and you have 2 turrets that can be controlled by your co-pilots or your crew, They're remotely controlled in the very back of the ship that both have 2 Panther repeaters on them. That can come in handy in a situation where you are in a fight, because you're going to want to run. This thing is not going to, not going to do a whole lot in a fight. And I noticed when I was running in that one, the rear gunners, or the turrets, their placement in the back of the ship gives it an advantage. When you're running away, you could still put a lot of fire at the enemy. Which brings up another issue, running away. This ship has a 1,250 meter a second top speed, and it's got a decent SCM speed of 189, which makes it quicker than the other 2 ships. Okay, quicker's not the right word. Faster than the other 2 ships in this category. Problem is, it has absolutely dog crap acceleration. I mean, it is the slowest acceleration I think I've seen on any ship in the verse. It is very, very slow to accelerate. So escaping enemies is not going to be an easy task until you get up to full speed, which means you're going to want to dump a lot of power into the engines so that you can boost, and the boost will recharge so you can get up to top speed. Otherwise, you're really going to struggle trying to escape the enemy in this ship. It's just it's awful for acceleration. So would I buy this ship if I had the option of any of the 3, the Constellation Aquila, the Drake Corsair, or the 400i? I would say no. This would be 3rd on my list of ships to buy, unless you just like the cool factor of the way it looks. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing is extremely well designed. I love the way it looks. I love the design on the inside. But I think that for practical usage, the Connie Aquila and the Drake Corsair are both going to be a little better. The other thing that this has an advantage on is it's supposed to be stealthy. So if you're more into stealth tactics, this may be the ship for you. But again, you're going to struggle in fights. You definitely need to have 2 crew members manning those guns in order for you to stand a chance long enough for you to get away. So keep that in mind. I would still probably go for an Aquila or even a Drake Corsair over this thing. For exploration. I just would. Now, some people said that having the 2 levels on the ship makes it feel like it has more space, and I'm going to disagree. I feel like this thing is cramped. Again, extremely well designed. They made great use of the space, but it's cramped to me. It just does not seem as wide open as a Connie or probably as a Drake Corsair is going to feel in the future. It just does not have that same feel to me. If you guys agree, let me know in the comments down below. So what is this thing going for? It's going for $220 War Bond, which gets you an extra skin, the Meridian skin for free, and if you are concierge, you can also get the Penumbra skin for free. It also has 3 other skins that you can get for it for $7.50 each, or $18 for the 3. So that's right, this thing has 5 skins starting out. Now, I like the Meridian probably the most. The Penumbra is okay. It has the little gold highlights. But yeah, I think the Meridian to me is the coolest one. So that's this ship in a nutshell, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe button. Also hit that little bell icon to let you know when I do more of these. That way you're ready for videos that come out. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, check out my Patreon and YouTube members. I would definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.